Hello, everyone. Woohoo! It's time to get this party started on this spring January day. So weird, right? Well, very warm welcome for real. The weather is bringing the warmness. And good morning. Thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate all of your time and attention. We're here to kick off the tax season. We are so excited to welcome everyone. My name is Sarah Johnson, and I am the co-founder and COO of the Cash Campaign of Maryland. I'm thrilled to welcome you here on National Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. Woo! Yeah! We know that this tax credit has a huge impact in our community, and we'll be talking a little bit about why it's so important today. But first, I want to really thank everyone for being here together in person. We did this in person for the first time last year in a long time, and it still feels great to be in person here at the Weinberg Y in Waverly. This is a gorgeous facility. I really want to recognize and thank the Y and their team and their leadership. They have been incredible partners, not just putting together this event today, but for the past several years, really embedding this service in the community. It makes such a difference. We've seen this site grow year after year after year, and it is such a pleasure to highlight them and the hard work that they do here at this press event, and to welcome everyone here to see this beautiful facility. Before we welcome our guests, I want to just say a few words about CASH. So if you don't know, we are a nonprofit organization, and the CASH in our name is an acronym. Always capitalize it. It stands for Creating Assets, Savings, and Hope. This marks our 23rd year doing tax preparation in Baltimore City. I cannot believe it. But we're a statewide coalition. We have partners all over the state that are doing free tax preparation. And together, we have served over 266,000 households with free tax preparation. This has brought over $390 million. That's a lot of money, $1 million in refunds and tax credits back to the economy and back to Maryland. Last year, here in Baltimore, we had over 2,000 increase in numbers, which I'm really proud of. So over almost nearly 8,000 families were served here in Baltimore City. And this resulted in $11.6 million in refunds and tax credits going right back down into Baltimore's community. And right here at the Y, we served over 1,100 families. So this site has really been growing, and we're really proud of that. As you know, our work also saves families money because they don't have to pay high fees in tax returns. Last year, we helped Baltimore families save over $375,000 in fees alone. This means that this money is going back to the families. They're getting all their money back, which is really, really important. And so we try to maximize this at tax time to help people save, right? It's in our name. We try to help them split their refunds to open a bank account through our Bank On Maryland initiative to make sure they get a safe, affordable bank account. We help give them referrals to other services like financial education, financial coaching, benefits screening, and helping them navigate that process to really have a brighter financial future. So here's the good news. Here's my commercial, right? The Earned Income Tax Credit and other child tax credits work for families. We know that it lifts families out of poverty, and we also know that families know what to do with that money. They pay their rent, they pay their bills, they buy groceries, and hopefully they can do something nice with their families with some of that extra money too. So help us get the word out about our free services. If you made $64,000 or less last year, you may qualify for free tax preparation services. Please visit our website. It's bemorefreetaxes.org, or you can call 410-234-8008 Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to make an appointment. It's my pleasure to welcome Rob McKenna to say a few words, and then we'll welcome Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Who's popping purple today, y'all? Go Ravens. It's a beautiful day to be in Baltimore. I'm Robin McKinney. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Cash Campaign, and you will never in your life meet people that are more hype about taxes than the people at the Cash Campaign. Never. And why are we so hype about it? We are so hype because it puts money in people's pockets. It's our federal government, our state government saying, we value the work that you're doing, and we know that it's not enough. And so every year when you file your taxes, we're going to give you more, and we're not going to tell you what to do with it. Because we know that families, individuals, workers know how to best spend that money. And like Sarah said, what are they using it for? First and last month's rent to get into a new apartment. We know that they're using it to get affordable childcare. And here in Maryland, we know that the average person gets the earned income tax credit for just 3 years because they're able to climb the economic ladder and do all the things that they want to do to meet their family's goals. So we are so hyped. The tax season is here. I wish it wasn't the same time as the legislative session. Could do without that, so that we don't have both at the same time. But I do want to tell you about some of the great work that we're doing this year. We have our great director of policy here, Tanea Moore, if you have any questions about the individual bills. But last year, with the leadership of Governor Moore and a Tax Credit for Maryland Families Coalition, we were able to pass the Family Prosperity Act, which made a major increase to the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit, which had been very small. It is the biggest increase in the lifetime of the credit in the state. So we thank them for that. But we missed a couple little pieces. So one for single workers is we know that there are lots of people working hard to make ends meet, but the earned income tax credit for a single worker, someone that just happens to be not claiming kids, is really low. It tops out at like $15,000, which means you're getting a maximum credit when you're making like $7,000 to $8,000. That is a really low amount. So our bill this year will raise that amount to more like $23,000, knowing that how much, with the raises to the increases to minimum wage and other things, that we can make sure that more people are able to access this. We also have some major efforts to increase the child tax credit, and these bills are tied to a set of fair funding recommendations to make sure that everyone in the state is paying their fair share, just like the hardworking families that we know and serve. We also have some great other bills. You have our policy agenda in our media kit, but it's also on our website, and you can see the suite of services we work on. You can see that putting money in people's pocket helps, but we need to make sure that they're not getting ripped off along the way. They're getting access to free tax preparation. They're getting access to a tax attorney if they need help. We're stopping scam preparers from ripping them off. We're making sure if people have medical debt or other issues that they are able to get those things resolved. So while taxes may be why we're here and what we're repping every single day, we know that the families and the individuals we work with have lots going on. So we welcome you to join us and to join specifically the tax credit for Maryland families in our legislative work. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Sarah.
Thanks. Well, I have the pleasure now of introducing John Hoey, who's the president and CEO of the Y in Central Maryland. And John and I have something in common, which is Mary Jean Herron, who is on our board. I just want to thank her publicly for introducing us to the YMCA and encouraging this partnership. I think it goes a long way to do that as a board member, to make sure we're making those connections. So I just want to say thank you so much for your support, and to the Y, and for your staff who's been so gracious in hosting us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody, to the Weinberg Y in Waverly. You know, this Y, and the Y in general, is really about building healthy, inclusive, connected communities. And so it's only natural we would host an event like this. We would partner with Cash, because we know for, organizations like Cash and the work you're doing, and this event represents one of the elements in building healthy communities. So we're thrilled to have you. I do want to comment, I do see some purple. I don't see enough. Congressman Mfume clearly got the message. But it's an awful great day when we can have springtime in January in Baltimore. We can host an AFC championship game and send off a team to the Super Bowl, hopefully in a couple of days. And host the commissioner of the IRS here in Baltimore, and display the fact that in Baltimore we work together to solve problems. We work together to support communities, to support families, and that's how we roll around here. So welcome to Baltimore, welcome to the Weinberg Y, and it's great to have everyone.
Thank you so much. Next, these press conferences and events are only made special, I would say, by the fact that we are able to have real people that take advantage of our services come to tell their story. So with that, I'd like to welcome Latoya Kff, and I would like to thank her for joining us because I know that she is also, as you can see from her shirt, part of the Y team here. And so I think that is really such an important story to talk about, how everyone should take advantage of this, right? Go on.
I'm a little short. Good morning, everyone.
Step right up so they can hear you.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Good morning. It's nice to see you guys. I would like to thank the Cash Campaign, first of all, for the opportunity to tell my story. Again, my name is Latoya Kff. I am one of the personal trainers here at the Y in Central Maryland. And as just being myself, I would walk around and greet everyone, the members and the guests, seeing who needs what and what I can do just to be helpful in between my sessions. And I stumbled upon I walked into the Cash Campaign last year, and I just got really acquainted with the young women in there because they were very warm and friendly. And I remember always bringing Miss Marie either a cup of hot water or a tea bag, or she just wanted some hot tea. And I'm with the tea. So I just kept saying, like, oh my gosh, I got to do my taxes. I keep forgetting to do my taxes. I'm just so busy. I forgot to do my taxes. And she's like, girl, we do taxes. And I was like, you're right. And she was like, girl, get ahead, get your taxes done. And she was like, they're free. And I was like, you're right. So she set me up with an appointment, and I came in there, and it was simple. It was very simple. They took my information. They made sure I filled out my paperwork correctly, and they got it done for me. And through that process, I found that I was eligible for the earned income tax credit, and also the child tax credit. And I was very happy with my refund. I was very grateful that it was free and extremely convenient because, again, it was in my workspace. And with that money, I was able to grab my beautiful apartment for my 3 awesome children. And yes, it was great. It definitely was a great thing. And also supply some extra things that my kids and my awesome dog, because that's another kid, that they needed. And then just proceed through the year very successfully. This year I did come back, and they did it again. And again, free and convenient.
Tyler, I like it.
Hey, okay. Last year I forgot. This year I will not. But they did the process again. Very simple, very easy, and very grateful once again with my refund. And this time I was able to start my saving a little bit early. For my children, I actually brought 3 bonds, which was a nice thing. Yeah. So I brought those 3 bonds, and I plan on using the rest of my money very wisely, just to invest further into my children's future and myself as well. So once again, thank you, Cash Campaign. Yes, free, convenient, and very easy.
Latoya,
So
we're
thank
taking
you.
the show on the road.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that is awesome. Before I continue, I just want to make sure that I'm recognizing our IRS spec guests who are here as well. Mel, thank you so much for being here. Leandra, Anita, and Lily, hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but the spec team is sort of like helps support us right in the field of this wild world of taxes. And so I just want to thank them for coming. I know your big boss is here, so you all probably have to come, but we love you, and thank you so much for coming and being here. Next, I would like to introduce Tajane Jordan, who is another client with the Cash Campaign.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Renee. There you go.
2 seconds. Okay. My name is Tajane Jordan, and I am 25 years old. I am a part of the GI cash program, which is guaranteed income. I'm a mom of a blended family of 4 currently. I do want more, but it's on pause for the moment. Today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the tax credits and how cash can help and what they have already helped with. So, just like the earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and other initiatives that put money directly into people's pockets, receiving the GI monthly payments have helped with basic necessities such as groceries, bills, housing, transportation, debt, and things of that nature. Moving forward, I will be a new tax client of the cash campaign. Um, and whether it's for the free tax prep, the financial education, or helping with the policy initiatives, which I do plan on doing,
Love it. Love
I
it.
will now be able to take advantage of the services that are available to families like mine. Um, Being in the program has helped me to be able to supply a life for my children outside of what society deems a normal life for kids growing up in Baltimore City right now. It's very different from when I was growing up. It's very hard to make ends meet. So with the cash program, I've been able to stay afloat, stay on top of things. I was working for quite a while. I was a mobility bus driver. And then I got pregnant with my second biological child, who is now 6 months. Um, and during that little bit of time, I lost my job. And then I was homeless from like May to August, right before I had the baby. So I actually depended on the cash program to pay my bills, the bills that I still had, anyways. Um, and that included my car. That was my home. So the cash program helped me keep that in place because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to. So because of that program, I have new friends and family and people who can advocate for me. Um, I will spread the word about free tax prep and other services that people tend to spend a lot of money on because that money can now be spent on something else like buying food or paying a bill. We all can benefit from people in our community better being able to make ends meet because when people can make ends meet, that cuts down on the other things such as crime and things like that because people have the basic necessities. People are doing those things because they don't have the basic necessities. But because of things like free tax prep and GI cash program and all the other nonprofit programs that are out there, those people are able to make it every day. And I'm a part of those people.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Tasia. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Tasia. Sure. Actually, I think Robin will do that one. Thank you so much, Tejane. We really appreciate it. I want to welcome to his very first kickoff, hopefully not his last, the new commissioner of the IRS, Danny Warfel. We really appreciate you being here. We know it's a little bit of a home game. We're right up the road from DC, and this is a very friendly crowd. So we really appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you, Sarah and Robin, and the Cash Campaign of Maryland, and all that you do. It's an honor to be here for really what we're kicking off is the Maryland tax season, but we're also marking the 18th National Earned Income Tax Credit Awareness Day. And it's just inspiring to see the work that you're doing, to hear from Tajane and Latoya on the impact that you've had on them, the impact that the earned income tax credit can have on people. For nearly 5 decades, the Earned Income Tax Credit has made a better life for workers and families, both in Maryland and across the country. But here's the issue. Even though millions of people are benefiting from this, too many people who are actually eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit are not getting it, either because they don't realize it or because they need assistance in making it happen. So we need to spread the word. We need to let people know that if they earn less than $63,398 from wages or from running a business or a farm last year, they may qualify. Now, to qualify, you must file a federal income tax return and claim the credit. And this is why it's so important to be a part of the process of paying your taxes. We have a lot of different tools at the IRS to help. In particular, on irs.gov, we have an EITC assistant tool, which is very easy to use. We have information at irs.gov about how to file your taxes for free, how to get help from a voluntary income tax assistance clinic, like one we have right here in the Y. And so it's really important to get engaged, and we're not going to be successful at the IRS in meeting taxpayers where they are and making sure that they claim the credits of which they are eligible unless we're partnering with great programs like the Cash Campaign. And so part of my commitment as commissioner is to do more to meet taxpayers where they are, to do more outreach and education and awareness on the credits and benefits that are available to people and make it easier for them to access it. As we start filing season, I just wanted to offer a couple of tips. First of all, filing electronically and selecting direct deposit is the fastest way to get your refund, typically within 2 weeks. And another tip is to go to irs.gov and search free help. And that will take you to a page that not only has our EITC assistance tool, it lays out all the various options for filing for free. And it also gives you more information about how to sync up with a volunteer like VITA or our tax counseling for the elderly. So there's really good information. And on that same page, very important, there's information about tax scams, the latest scams that are out there, what to be aware of so that you can protect yourself and your family from bad actors that are seeking to exploit the tax system and with false promises of tax relief or fake threats of tax penalties. So we have to work together and communicate about these scams, and really want you to look to irs.gov for more information, not only to be on the lookout for scams, but where to report them to the IRS so we can help with the crackdown. Look, I'll close by saying we're really excited about the new funding that's been provided to the IRS under the Inflation Reduction Act and the improvements we're making. I talked about the improvements we're making to irs.gov. Our walk-in centers around the country are now fully staffed with trained assisters ready to help if you want face-to-face help. And our call center is now fully staffed with trained assisters ready to answer the phones. But it's not just about building walk-in centers and having people come. It's meeting taxpayers where they are. We're extending our hours in our walk-in centers. We're doing pop-up walk-in centers in remote locations, bringing tax help to the people. Before I go, I just want to also recognize one other IRS employee in the audience, Carrie Holland, who's our Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. And of note, is a Baltimorean who grew up just a few blocks away from here. So we're keeping it local. Go Ravens. Now, I asked the team before I left, would it be okay if I said go Ravens? They reminded me that the largest IRS campus that we have in the United States is in Kansas City. Don't tell anyone. I know. But I live locally. I'm pulling for the Ravens. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, I got sweat there. I was like, oh no, is he gonna go? Where is he going with this? Don't do it. The cameras are on, friend. Thank you so much. Well, also making his inaugural appearance at our kickoff is Congressman Mfume, and I am so delighted to welcome him to come and speak today. Thank you so much for making time in your schedule to be with us. I know you are very busy, so thank you very much. I'll turn the mic over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, she's right. For the last 3 or 4 years, we've either been in session or about to vote, and I've not been able to be here this year. But I am here this year, and as you might imagine, I have a bias, you know? I do, and Mr. Commissioner, don't worry, I've got relatives that live in Kansas City that have all been disowned for this weekend. So this is Purple Friday among everything else, and we're ready for a big victory on Sunday, aren't we?
Yeah.
And everybody should get a pair of these. These are called Ravens glasses. When you put them on, everything is purple. Her dress is purple, his tie is purple, your shoes are purple. It's a good way to go about your day. So let me just say thank you for having me here today. I do want to say thank you to Sarah and to Robin. And not so much for doing this and the fact that it's the 23rd year, but having the initial vision to begin with. If you don't see something, you really can't create something. And apparently, clearly, they saw a real need for a cash campaign in Maryland. They saw the numbers of people that were not being taken advantage of or taken advantage of by a system that they just did not know about or couldn't navigate. And so when this began 23 years ago, it has blossomed clearly into what it is today. And I cannot tell you the number of people, nameless and faceless, who have benefited from this cash program and benefited from being told how to navigate a system that's not always that friendly. So thank you to both of you. Keep your money, earn it, keep it, and save it. I like that theme. And a piggy bank, for those of you who go back to piggy bank days. I do also want to say hello and to, on a point of personal privilege, thank Gail Economos in the back in the corner in the dark. For Gail keeps this on everybody's calendar, whether you can make it or not. And if you can't make it, she wants good, strong, affirmative statements that can go out that support this cause. John Hoey, thank you for opening up the House. It's great to be here. It looks great. I haven't been here in a couple of years, but man, I had a little tour today. It looks wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. And we've got, as you heard, or maybe you haven't heard, the best Baltimore County executive we could find, because he's the only one right now, Johnny Olszewski. Johnny O is here on behalf of the people of the county, because this is a Maryland cash campaign. And we're also happy, as you may have heard already, to have the council president, Nick Mosby, who is here. Nick, good to see you, Nick. And I'm told we have 2 deputy controllers here. So that's good as well. I do want to say something to Commissioner Danny Werfel. As you know, it's been tough sledding trying to protect the IRS in the United States Congress recently. And we're finding ourselves with a wave of assaults against this agency for a number of different strange reasons. And so getting money into the Inflation Reduction Act, and then more importantly, trying to protect the attempts every other week to slash funding has been a tough, tough road to hoe. But we're fit for the task. Your Maryland delegation is, save one. And we also want to thank you for your leadership there. It's very, very important. And for being here. I mean, you've not been a stranger to Baltimore. So thank you, Danny, very much. Now, I listened to Ms. Jordan and I listened to Ms. Khalif. Their stories are to be told over and over again. And so I'm glad there's so many members of the press here, because this is a feel-good occasion, but it's also an occasion to talk about real people who get helped every day by a cash campaign that's saving them money, helping them to navigate a tough system, and to provide for their families. Those are stories you just can't make up, and those are stories, really, that have to be told over and over again. So I'm glad to be here as, number one, a supporter of the IRS, but number two, as a real supporter and believer in the cash campaign of Maryland. Robin and Sarah, thank you again so much. And I only have 2 words for all of you who are here. You've got to help me. Ready? Go!
All right, y'all, we're at the halfway point. So think of this as like the 7-inning stretch. I want to hear it, and I want to hear it loud. Earn it, keep it, save it. Earn it, keep it, save it. I give it a C. Earn it, keep it, save it. There we go. Now we got some energy back in the room. Again, no one gets more hype about taxes than the cash campaign. Cannot be topped, cannot be topped. So you hear so far, we need our federal partners. We need our folks on the ground. We need our county and our city and officials and the clients as well. So we're moving on to that portion. So I'm really happy to introduce the Maryland Deputy Comptroller of Communication, Maria Rabolito. Did I get it? Yes. Thank you for being here. I should know it has Robin like in the beginning. I know.
Thank you so very much. No, that was perfect. You did not butcher my last name. Great morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Robin and Sarah and the Cash Campaign, the amazing team of the Cash Campaign. I am honored to be here. And I bring greetings from Comptroller Brooke Learman, who really wished she could join us in this great occasion. The Office of the Comptroller has a vision as an agency to work in partnership to create a state that is more equitable, more resilient, and more prosperous so that every Marylander can really reach their full potential. Part of realizing this vision is ensuring that people get what is owed to them and have resources that allow them to invest in themselves, their families, and their communities. The Earned Income Tax Credit is a strong tool, consistently demonstrated to make a difference in reducing poverty, advancing equity through access, and closing the wealth gap. There are too many people struggling today, living paycheck to paycheck. An American novelist, James Baldwin, said, "Anyone who has ever struggled with poverty knows how extremely expensive it is to be poor." Here in our country, those living paycheck to paycheck are paying penalties for not having enough money in their bank accounts, if they can afford a bank account, that is. Those penalties include overdraft fees, late fees, exorbitant interest. Penalties can also take form of time spent commuting and taking multiple jobs. Health outcomes and challenges that could come from poor nutrition, lack of sleep, or other circumstances. Data shows that Earned Income Tax Credit and the resources they provide help alleviate poverty. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities found that the EITC lifted 5.6 million people above the poverty line, including 3 million children. The Earned Income Tax Credit helps provide money that gives people access to resources that will help improve their circumstances in ways that can be totally life-changing. Tuition for a community college, a down payment for a car that you need to go to work, paying utility bills, as you know, childcare, as you have heard already. During the last tax year, more than 451,000 Marylanders claimed approximately $448 million in state credits.
Say that loud for everyone in the room.
Yes, absolutely. During the last tax year, more than 451,000 Marylanders claimed approximately $448 million in state tax credits. Significant, yes? Here's an interesting thing, too. Maryland jurisdictions saw that the largest number of people claiming tax credits were here in Baltimore City, in Baltimore County, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County. So you can see how powerful this is for this city and for this county, right? Unfortunately, roughly 20% of taxpayers nationally do not realize the benefits of EITC because they don't claim it on their taxes for any number of reasons, like not knowing how to file, not understanding eligibility, and not filing a tax return at all. In tax year 2021, 300,000 taxpayers, more or less, that were eligible for the state EITC did not claim it on their return. So, the Office of Controller is committed to helping Marylanders understand when they qualify for federal and state income tax credit, as well as other tax credits that can make a difference in their lives. We have a strong and successful partnership with nonprofits like CASH and the AARP that work with low-income individuals to demystify the tax process, provide free access and affordable filing options, and connect taxpayers to resources to support their financial well-being and empower them for the long term. Additionally, members of my public engagement team connect communities across Maryland's 24 jurisdictions to educate them on eligibility in addition to other services available through our agency. I want to close by saying that as we enter the 2024 tax season, Marylanders can count on our agency and essential partners, wonderful partners like the CASH campaign, an organization that's dedicated to building assets and hope for every family. We look forward to working with CASH and other organizations to ensure Marylanders can access the EITC, senior tax credit, and all resources that promote financial security in every community and build a more prosperous Maryland. I am grateful for your attention and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Comptroller. So up next, we have a long timer. I don't like to say old timer anymore because then it makes us sound like we've been around for a long time. So another long timer of not just this event, but also our partnership with CASH. We were both tiny children when I was first started advocating in Annapolis, and Johnny O was a mere delegate. And so over time, he's grown to an incredible county executive, and we are proud of him personally, and we are proud of him in our partnerships together. So please welcome County Executive Johnny O.
Make sure it's still morning. Good morning, everybody. We're close. We're on the cusp. Happy Purple Friday. I prefer the term OG. You know, we go back a ways. We don't have to worry about if it's long time or old or whatever the case might be. But it is my absolute pleasure to stand alongside you, Robin, and you, Sarah, in the incredible work that you've now done for 23 years. I think that is also very hard to believe. But when you think about the hundreds of thousands of tax filings that you've helped prepare for residents across the state and the Baltimore region, you really deserve our thanks and our praise. So thank you so much for your leadership of this incredible organization. To the entire CASH team, thank you for what you do day in and day out. It's been fun to go from being a delegate, supporting things like being able to split your returns so that you can spend some and save some, or working with you all to do things like ending asset limits for people who are getting supplemental benefits, who are really in need of those supports. I want to thank all of our federal, state, and local partners, Congressman, Commissioner, both Deputy Comptrollers, Council President, and, you know, probably most importantly, I want to thank Latoya and Tezene for their incredible stories, because at the end of the day, this is what the work is all about. So John, thank you for hosting us, but really that's why we come together. That's why this work has been done for 23 years. It's why the work continues to strengthen the existing programs and policies, to tell the story about who else can benefit from what's out there. And I just couldn't be more excited to be a partner in this role as county executive. We're grateful to host 3 sites: the Randallstown BCPL branch, the Apartment Community Center over in Catonsville at UMBC, and the Dundalk Renaissance offices in Center Place. So we're very excited to support you as you seek that 30 million goal this year. We encourage anyone who might benefit to come work with CASH, and anyone who knows someone who might benefit to come work with CASH. Thank you again, and like the Congressman said, let's go Ravens. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. County Executive. Who would have been up here next is Mayor Brandon Scott, but you might have heard that there is a situation that happened downtown that is taking a lot of his attention, and so just sending out a lot of prayers and safety and maybe some coffee for all the people who have been up all night trying to make all of that go. I do want to shout out, however, in the room we have Allie Smith, who is the chief of Partnerships and Philanthropic Strategy. Did I get it right? Yes. It was just announced yesterday. Just to really thank Allie, we met during the pandemic, having no prior relationship and getting to know each other around Baltimore's Guaranteed Income Pilot. So this is the Baltimore Young Family Success Fund, which Ms. Jordan is part of. We have 200 families that are receiving 18 to 24 years old. When it started, they age over time. You understand that. But at application, that's how old they were. And they all had caretaking responsibilities for a child, earned less than 200% of the federal poverty level, and they get $1,000 of unrestricted money for 24 months. So that started in August of 2022. We're moving on to the offboarding process, though we will not let go because we're obsessed with making sure that these families have everything that they need. And it's been a real honor to be part of that program. So thank you, Allie, for your partnership in making that go. And just being fun to work with, because the work is serious, but doesn't mean we have to, right? That would be really boring. So, Sarah, can I transfer to you?
So I have the pleasure of welcoming our City Council President, Nick Mosby, and we're most notably famous for doing a fun run together. I feel like I may have won. That one. You don't think so? I ran around Druid Hill. I drove there today. I was like, I ran around this thing. The one and only time I've done a fun run.
Well, don't show them the pictures because back then I was a lot lighter.
So was I.
That's how I know I won. But, to Sarah and to Robin, thank you. Thank you for your passion to ensure that working families all throughout our state, have access to this critical service. Thank you to your purpose for ensuring that Latoya and Tazan, Tajane, she started looking at me. Look, they got my back. Latoya and Tajane, and the thousands of them know about this program. Because that's why we are here today. The reality is, during tax season, we can sit up here and smile, but there's a lot of folks in our community with a tremendous amount of stress and anxiety about the time. And we're here to say, if you qualify for this program, there is absolutely no reason for you not to take advantage of the free services that are provided by the Cash Campaign and other folks throughout our country. That's why we all stand here today. Because running from it will not save you as it relates to tax. Taxes is like the thing, you have a leaky roof, and you can avoid it. Maybe you don't go in that room. Maybe you don't look over in that corner. Maybe you decide to go somewhere else. But the situation will only get worse. And I say that from personal experience. So that's why, to the thousands upon thousands of folks that can take advantage of this, please do so. That's why coming to this event every single year, Mr. Congressman, is so important to me. Now, to the rest of us in the room and to the citizens of Baltimore who cannot take advantage of this program because we don't qualify, I will say what the amazing former congressman used to say all the time when he came to this, because he always came, and Congressman M. Fullman, he would say, I want you to tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody about this program, because it is the real deal. There's no reason to leave earned income tax credits on the table. There's no reason to support and trust the guy in a dirty Statue of Liberty uniform spending a dollar bill, telling them that he's going to take care of your taxes. There is no reason to avoid this process because it's critical that you do it, and you do it in the hands of folks that actually care. That's why I believe so much in the Cash Campaign. That's why I'm so supportive of the workers that work around our city to put food on the table, provide upward mobility for the working class folks, not only here in the city of Baltimore, but Johnny O, throughout the region of Baltimore. So thank you, Robin and Sarah, and thank you to all your hardworking employees that do it on a regular basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we dearly miss having Congressman coming at these events. He always made it so very special. I'll never forget the time where you just said, tweet that, and literally dropped the mic and rolled off the stage. I was like, oh, I have seen magic happen. Before I introduce our next speaker, I just want to take a minute to sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank our tax team. If you are a cash staff, will you please wave your hands? We have taxes, we have actual tax preparation happening right next door, so they are waving from over there. But this is a real operating tax site, and I want to thank everyone for their hard work getting everything launched and going. Next, I would like to welcome our Baltimore City Deputy Comptroller, Erica McClammy, to the stage. Please welcome, and thank you so much for also coming. I know this is not your first time here. We're so glad to have you back.
Good morning with 1 minute to afternoon. I am Erica McClammy, the Deputy Controller for the City of Baltimore, and I do want to dispel one huge myth. The City Controller is different from the State Controller. It's a different office. We appreciate all our state representatives, and we appreciate our congressional representatives and our city representatives, as well as our county partners, and we appreciate all of our cash campaign sites, our tax preparers, and all those persons who are helping get the word out. On behalf of the City Controller, Bill Henry, we want to remind people that it's also everyone's role, everyone's charge to get the word out, to let all of our residents know that they can earn money, they can keep money, they can save money, they can grow money. Last year, I believe in 2022, the voters actually voted to put accounts payable in the office of the controller. So among a number of programs that we oversee and operate, accounts payable is very special to us because our goal has been to make sure that we provide payments and disbursements to vendors on time, that we put money back into their hands. And so I can't help but make all the, again, more football comparisons, but we're glad that this is not a one and done, right? And so just like the Ravens, it's not a one and done. They had all season long, right? They didn't get here. They didn't get to Sunday, and they didn't get to February by just doing one and done. They worked hard the whole season. And so it's not lost on me that today is the kickoff for the cash campaign, for this Keep Your Money initiative. It's the kickoff, and we're putting the ball in play. Let me also say, I hate being at the end of all these wonderful speakers. This is pressure. This is game time, right? This is game time. It's game time. It's kickoff time. We're putting the ball in play. I'm not actually on the field. I'm not preparing taxes other than mine, right? But I'm going to be the controller as well. We'll be in the stands. We'll be in the sidelines, rooting all the way. The cool thing is we don't necessarily have an opponent. We may have challenges, right? We may have challenges. I don't know if you were out driving last night. It was foggy. You could barely see the ground. They had a picture this morning of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. It looked like it was just under the ocean, right? At 12 o'clock or 12:32 midnight, I got an email that there was a power outage downtown, right? I think there's at least one building that may not have power right now, but all morning long, we were navigating buildings and programs and vital services that operate in the city not having power. So there are challenges that we all face in getting the word out and getting taxes prepared. But when we're rooting, when people are rooting us on, we can navigate and we can streamline through those challenges, just like Cash Campaign, just like the City Controller. We help navigate and streamline processes because at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we know that we will be winners, right? We will win, and when we win for everyone. Baltimore is a city of winners. And so, of course, just like we're going to say, go Ravens, we're also going to do the rallying cry to help make sure and ensure that our participants, our family members, our friends, our residents, our taxpayers can actually keep money and bring it back into their household so they can thrive and survive, and do more than survive, but also thrive. Again, we're winners, and go Ravens. Thank you.
All All right, we have come to the end of our time together, so I just want to reiterate, thank you so much. We're just going to keep going with the sports metaphors. That's what we're doing this year. This is a team sport, y'all. Not one person can get all this done together. It takes everybody up here, and it takes everybody right here, and it takes everybody out there. So we are counting on all of you to do what? Earn it, keep it, save it. D+. One more time. Earn it, keep it, save it. So our tax sites are open. Call 410-234-8008. Visit us online at Be More Free Taxes. Help out our policy efforts with emerging leader as named by the Baltimore Banner Director of Policy today or more. With the tax credits for Maryland families, join us to advocate to make sure that everybody pays their fair share and that everybody gets what they need back in their pocket. So thank you for being with us today. And photo op quick for these folks.